This not having an income thing is no joke, guys, and nobody knows what the future holds. So I'm gonna change my habits. For starters, the old Max probably would have finished this. Kodwa manje, I'm more conscious of every single drop. And if we can look at our money just like this, we can make sure that every single cent goes a long way. What new habits will you be making?
Broadcast live. What's up?
You're good?
Yeah. I'm good, man. You look like you're in Russia. What's happening out here?
Listen, bro. Legends don't deliver to Cape Town, my guy. So I'm out here looking wild. So you know what I'm saying? Just gotta keep it a little funky. How you been?
I'm good, my G. Thanks for doing this, man. You know,
thank you for having me.
I always appreciate this. I just want to pin this interview just so when people know what's happening,
for sure,
they know where we at. Yeah. Hey, yo, I know on our post we literally wrote what your position is, but I'm so bad at knowing.
It's okay, bro. My official title is Sports Style Marketing Manager. So what that means is but like most brands, even like Adidas, Nike, everyone's like split into two. So you have your lifestyle and you have your performance. So it's like your sports stuff and then like your fashion stuff and the cultural stuff. So Puma, we call that sports style. So I look after all the non-sport marketing. So fashion, art, music, pop culture, all that stuff. That doesn't involve a ball or like tights and spandex.
I got you. Yo, so B, thanks for this, man. I think that like we in a state of emergency, man, and we literally need like information. We need education, you know, in the game, man. Sure. And I've been doing these calls with people working inside brands, you know, just so you know, it's an opportunity for kids literally looking to play in this space, whether it's like as ambassadors, as influencers, partnerships with brands, you know, just so they know how to prepare themselves when they get inside the game, you know. And I think there's always 100%. A barrier to learn these things for us because at most times, you know, the people that are sitting in the seats, the marketing seats, are probably not of our race, you know, to be 100, you know.
Probably not in the seats, bro. Fact.
Yeah, and they're not of our race. They're sometimes not accessible, and also to them, it's hard for them to also try explain something that they feel is obvious in their world, but like they don't know that it's not obvious in ours. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah, man. So first, let's kick it off, man, and just give me like I know I was just writing while you were saying just give me like what a day-to-day kind of day looks like from you and your position, right?
All right, cool. So like I usually get into the office like 9, right? And I spend like maybe 9 to 10 just ducking calls from rappers. And then I just go through the emails, like that's everywhere, replying, asking people, I would say answering questions, give people what they need. And then like I usually just spend like a big part of my day just going through like culture. So like I spend a lot of time on Twitter. I always say like I feel like my parents when they used to read the newspaper in the morning, like that's what Twitter is to me. To see what's happening, getting a temperature of the country for the day, seeing what's happening, seeing who must fall for that day, checking Insta, check what's happening. And a lot of the time it's just like getting products to the right people, just giving plans. I spend a lot of time with our merchandising team, checking the products that's coming in, what we need. And also like a big part of what I do is a B2B side of it. So like dealing with our customers, so like the sports teams, the shelf lives and all that, seeing what they need from us. If the product's not moving as fast as they need it to move, like how can we help? What do we have to help you? And then also just like, I spend a lot of time trying to find new energy, like new kids, new faces, just trying to find new pockets of energy, just spread the love around. And yeah, it's always about trying to move things forward, the brand as well as the culture, you know, because like without the culture, none of us will exist. So you got to look after that aspect of it as well.
Now, how do you say that like Twitter's like your newspaper, which is a great analogy. How do you what stands out from a post, you know, or from an individual that you go, maybe I need to check for this person?
So like a lot of the time I use that I use for IG, because I feel like they're two different platforms, but like I feel Twitter is like the energy of the nation. So like, yo, what's happening? How are people feeling? I don't necessarily like try and like find people on the platform itself. I just like who's saying what, yo. And it's also I use like, maybe it's a weird thing to say, but like Twitter as like who not to fuck with. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, nah, facts, bro. Because like on IG and stuff, yo, the aesthetics is nice, it's clean, whatever. But then you jump on the tweets and people are problematic as hell. You know what I mean? The same person.
See your mind
so,
on Twitter, yeah?
Yeah. Facts. Yo, okay, cool, you're pretty, but like, are you okay? You know what I mean? And it's just like what you like, how you interact with people, and just like what people are saying, and like how people react to things. Like for me, that's a big gauge of like, okay, cool, this is the energy. So you get a vibe like, okay, cool. On Twitter, there's how people feeling. Maybe let's find somebody that can fit this feel or speak to this. You know, it's energy. It's super nuanced. Like I live in my mind a lot of the time. Like I get into a lot of shit. Like yo, where you? Like, you know, like you gotta jump out the matrix sometimes. So yeah, I just like, and then IG is like a lot of people saying stuff. People's putting out new. I also use Twitter to find like new music and stuff. Like that's my thing. Like I like to find a new wave, because like the thing with someone like me in my position, and I think that's what makes me different from like other marketers. Like I don't jump on the current wave. Once it's mainstream, it's done. You know what I'm saying? For a marketer, or for someone who works in fashion, like once it's mainstream, it's done. You gotta find the next thing. You know, so it's like finding the new waves, and that's why I like Cotton Fest so much, because of the rave stage. Like all those kids there. For me, that was power. Like I spent most of my time there, just chilling, like watching these kids and interacting. It's almost like the new guard is coming. You know, like for a long time I was a little worried, like yo, same faces, same names, putting out good music, brilliant music. Like how's that sustainable? So like with the rave stage now, it's like yo, boom, 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 boom. So who's that? You know what I'm saying? And I watch, like they don't know I'm watching them. And they don't know I'm watching them, but you're watching them. Cool, you had a hot song, what you got offered. I'm saying, can I work with you for a long period of time? Because like I don't like, we don't do one and done. You know, like I like relationships and building things up. We start off small, like yo, here's a pair of shoes, boom, boom. We got a gig tonight. They call me, yo, I got this last minute show. I don't have any clothes. Cool, boom, go pick up the drip. And then you just build. Because that was the relationship with Zamo. I mean, Puma signed it before me. And that just blew up. Same with Nasty. They both like on the 5th year with the brand. So
hold on for a sec. Hold on. Sorry to cut you. I just want to try to get you to stand in a place where the signal is a bit better. You know, I see you clearly, but at times your audio is cutting. So I don't know if you're at the best place there with regards to signal.
So like we try and find people, and like, so I know everybody wants to work with a brand and all that, but we got to find somebody that's aligned with us as much as possible without, you know, dictating. You got to be like a nice energy and a vibe. And then we start off a little small, see what you're about, see what you do with the product. And then, Bash, shout out to my man Bash. And then we just build everything up, you know, slowly, just like feeling each other out. Boom, boom.
Yeah, I mean, would you say that like the approach of clothing brand, if you might say, is from a marketing perspective, will always be different on how they view culture, from relationships versus liquor brand that also messes with culture, or beverage brand that messes with culture? And how different do you think that is?
Because like a lot of the times, like, and I mean, my background in marketing is in alcohol. So like people see this little wave and swell, and they want to tap in, but they're not from, like most brands, like most products are not from that. Whereas sports brands like Nike, Adidas, Puma, all that, like, it's the culture is the reason people like me have jobs today. You know what I mean? Culture took Air Maxes and Sways from on court and on track things and said, yo, this is not for us, but we're gonna make it for us. You know what I mean? Via hip hop and street fashion, all that. So culture and these brands are so much in the DNA more than any other product category, you know. And but it's like also like a bottle of whiskey is a bottle of whiskey is a bottle of whiskey. Like yo, that shit don't change for hundreds of years, right? Ours should change all the time. Like that's why it's so different because like we hyper shoe up today once it's dropped, it's done now. Next week you got something new. The week after you got something new. So it's always like switching on and always switching up. Like that's why things are always so different between fashion brands and like and from other product categories.
So essentially, one might. It's easy to say that like fashion, if it's done right, obviously is off like human interaction, real human interaction. You know, you are gonna run, you're gonna do push-ups, you're gonna literally probably try look good somehow, some way. Versus
Going to the
like you said,
club, going,
with
yeah,
alcohol, it's straight out of it's from a bottle from France, from wherever. It's like almost like an addition to your life versus fashion,
exactly.
which is literally like a part of your life. You know what I mean?
100%, bro. And like with us, yeah, we sell a physical product, but at the end of the day, somebody got to know that, yo, if they're wearing this cat, they're gonna be out. They might pull something in the club tonight, you know. And like it's because it's tied into the human psyche, appearance, and all that. From like when dudes were wearing loincloths, you know what I mean? Like and clothes were used as messages and how we code messages before language and stuff were and all those things were like invented. So it's super in our psyche how we present ourselves, how we dress ourselves, and you have to be super conscious of that. And that also like goes in like that's all trickles down and permeates into every action you do. Like cool, yeah, like somebody's hot right now. Somebody got the bigger song, you can't run to them or you can't run to the next thing all the time because now you're gonna look crazy, like you stop chasing your tail. You know what I mean? And also like as brands like us, as much as we try and be strategic and preemptive of things, I'm a firm believer in like the culture and the kids in the streets dictate how we behave. You know what I'm saying? End of the day, like we can dress up. Oh, we're still a capitalist organization, capitalist entity, and we got shoes to sell. So you got to be respectful, and you also got to leave more than you take from the culture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I try to do that as a mark. I feel that's like my responsibility to make sure even if I leave, there's still something left. I mean, we're not coming here to pillage and plunder, and you know, we're here for a long time.
And I guess that's why like people, well, I'll say fashion is probably your clothing, sneakers, whatever. It's probably one of the few things that collaborates with culture, and it could be like lifelong. Nike, you know,
Yeah,
it's those things because it's part of your life. You know, it just goes beyond. Let's say I'm a soft drink, you know, and I'm a soft drink. I'm always looking for what's trending in culture. But
yeah,
like I think with clothing, it's almost like really invested in the space, and even if they're not
exactly.
current, you'd probably still work with them. Is that more of the approach that you guys
So,
have?
but the sports side of it, right? Doc and Jomo are with us
Oh,
for life. So
yeah.
like you come to a meeting room named after me.
Right.
Yeah, so like that's for life. Even like Walt Frazier got a lifetime deal with Puma. The first ever basketball player to endorse it. She was a Puma client. Also, you got to view a brand, especially within culture, as a person. You know what I'm saying? The coolest people are the ones others talk about, not me. And I've an advantage as marketers of clothing in general and sneakers have an advantage that our shit's generally cool. You know what I mean? Like we don't have to come in there like let's say other brands or look at us. We're cool, we're down with the kids. You know what I'm saying? Looking like a knock in the culture. You know what I'm saying? And like, yo, hashtag to win, blah blah blah. And we don't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, so you gotta be super respectful of the space and you can build lifetime things, you know, like and all, but you need to understand that like it's slowly over time. It's like an analogy with when anyone heard the analogy of when an elephant is pregnant, it's pregnant for like 18 months or something. And in that time, the hyena is given birth 3 times, but when the elephant baby finally comes, the earth shakes. You know what I mean? So it's all
Yeah.
like that approach to it, like quality over quantity, always.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that, like, you know, there's always a perspective of, and look, I say this not because I know anything. It's just that I always use this example that when we first met, like these international artists who had a deal with one of your competitive brands, you know, Nike, they literally talked about how Nike doesn't pay them, but like they've got their whole crew. And now, if they're moving with their whole crew that they're taking care of, Nike
Yeah,
consistently takes care of the whole crew. So if they were going, yo, Slick, if we're going to spend like $5,000 on clothing for ourselves, me, my kicks, whatever the case be,
yeah.
and Nike provides me like merch worth that. Now all of a sudden, I'm not
You
spending
got
that
part
anymore. You know.
yeah, exactly, and that's it. Like so, that idea, like the smart brands, like understand that support, like, and if you're really smart about your business as an artist, influencer, celebrity, like sometimes money's not the end goal. You know what I mean? It's support. So like I said earlier, if so, we work with Lucas Raps, Una Rams, all that last minute gig. So we don't pay them. We just give them free product, but also they're not exclusive to us, so they can wear what the fuck they want, right?
Mm.
So if I send you a shoe, like yo, do something with it. After that, yo, it's cool. So they all call me like, bro, on Saturday morning. Like I get calls at 2 a.m. in the morning from rappers, bro. We're shooting a video
Yeah,
at 9 in the morning. Can you go shoot? I'm like, first of all, I don't have pants. What the fuck am I doing for you? You know what I mean?
yeah,
And then
yeah,
cool, I put them out. And it's that support that's more valuable than a bag sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you look good, if you look like money, you're gonna make the money. You know what I mean? And I think that's a lot of problem with a lot of like artists and stuff. Everything needs to be a bag. With a brand like a fashion brand, yo, we can be the biggest support structure you ever had in your life. And I'm saying I might not give you cash money, but yo, every time you fresh, every time you're on TV, every time you this, every time you got the newest stuff, you know, and like that's the relationship. And over time we can in certain situations we can break a back. Like if you're in a Puma campaign, we pay you cash, top dollar. We never ask you to do work for free. Um, stuff like that. So a lot of the time you see people in Puma, it's because they're in the fam and we support. So they approach us. We don't say, yo, can you do this for us? So we just, yo, we here, you need me? I might not have a bag for you right now, but I got this. If you want it, you can have it. There's no pressure. You're not tired. If you want to wear Puma today, you want to wear Nike tomorrow, you want to wear Adi. The day after it's you. Do it, you know what I'm saying? Live your life. So it's like someone was saying, like, I won't mention the rapper's name, but they were like, yo, we've asked Puma, like, we don't need money for Puma, right? It's just the access to the network. So for instance, like with Mugam, a few years ago, she was doing something for Audi in Barcelona, and Carter Delvine had an event in London, and we're like, yo, I can send you a ticket. You want to jump over? She's like, yeah. So
mm,
we covered it, and then and they were photos together, all that, and then through that, I'm saying that, but the cloud, I don't use the C word, but the cloud went up, you know what I mean? And that's all from
yeah,
a relationship. That's all from a relationship. And that stuff money can't buy. These things money
yeah,
can't buy. You know, these things
yeah,
that we can do that's worth more than money if you're smart about it, you know?
yeah. And then, you know, you also have this other argument where a lot of people talk about like having their own shoe, and I know that like the levels of who you got to convince, which you've talked about before on the Loot Love episode,
Yeah.
the levels of the people that you got to convince like globally are like there's so many. But let's also just like, what are the I was just speaking to another friend of mine who works in the industry, and they were just telling me about the struggle of sometimes local hip hop artists converting from sales for concerts and everything else. What are the things that you guys have to consider, and what are the risks? Let's say you do a sneaker for Slicker today. What are the risks, you know, that are out there for you, just to make sure that thing works? And I'm using Slicker, you know, another big name artist. Let's just say.
Yeah. So yeah, like there's a lot of like elements to that. So it's like the upfront is the convincing part, like yo, trying to get the buy-in internally from the company. Then there's actually like, so we'll go and we'll say, okay, cool, Slicker, we want to do a shoe with Slicker. This is who Slicker is. There's so much, blah blah blah. This is what he does. So before that, there has to be some sort of relationship, right? So I can send screenshots of the international, like, yo, this is me Puma, this boom, 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 this is the likes, the engagement. And then they'll say, cool, like say best case scenario, cool, do it in this shoe. And like if it's the first time, it usually won't be a new shoe, it would be a color of a current season, like the first one. So say fashion the seasons, right? So we want to hype up the RS X, right? The new shoe that's coming out in June. And we'll say, okay, cool, give the Slicker activation, so that brings attention to the shoe. Then they'll go, okay, cool, so now you convince people internally, right? Cool. And they'll say, this is the minimum order of the shoe. So it's not just a matter of saying, yo, and we make it. It's like you have to order, South Africa has to order a minimum of 2,000 pairs, right? In order for this to. So we'll say, okay, shop 2,000 pairs, call all our guys, sports scene, shelf life, whatever, like, yo, this is what we're doing, this is the plan, this is how we're going to market this, roll up, this is what Slicker, we can offer Slicker to you for. So in-store appearance, launch party, blah, 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 if you buy X amount. And once you got 2,000, minimum 2,000 orders in the book, we can say, let's go, we got the orders. It's committed to and sorted, right? So a lot of artists don't understand that part. Like it's not a matter of, yo, I design something dope, can we make it? Nah, my guy, can you sell it? That's the important part. And then as an artist, you need to understand, yeah, cool, it's the orders are in the book, but that doesn't mean that's sold to the public. It just means it's in the stores. Are you okay? That's 2,000 pairs not banging out, not getting sold out, and then going to the outlet at discount rate. Are you okay with that? Like it's all those type of things, you know. It's a lot of small pieces to the puzzle. And like I was listening, right?
Sorry, I just wanted to touch on that discounted thing. So you're saying that when you say you're okay, it's almost like you're saying, look, if that shoe came in at like 800 Rand and now your shoe's not moving, and next to your face there's a 50% discount on this shoe, you know, already that's the reputational risk that like now you carry.
And it's there because you never sold the shoe, because you couldn't sell the shoe. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of your fault. We did our part for the conference. We sold it to the customer. You couldn't make that shoe move. You know what I mean? It's a lot of things that it's not just a matter of, yo, I want to design a shoe. Can we do it? Like it's a lot. I mean, something that big can end up being damaging. You know what I mean? To your reputation, your brand. It can go the other way as well. At first, everyone will be like, "Oh, got to be shoes, the game changing," but that shit didn't sell. No.
I think that also maybe that also comes with you know, when you look at the Jordan story, it's the clout of how great he played, literally, and the legacy of everything made people remember about the shoe, right, or whatever. They associated the shoe with him. And then you look at Kanye and you think about Kanye, and then you know there's a whole video or meme that like with Kanye and Sway, which is referring to the shoe. You know, so in one way, literally, like Kanye literally dedicated his life to talk about this shoe. You know, almost like neglecting his music. He literally like took a whole risk to do this, and in a small space of time, while Jordan literally just was great for almost like 15 years or so.
It was also, remember, sorry, jump over, but like Jordans for a long time, Jordan 1s would sit on sale racks, right? A lot of people don't know this in the 80s and the 90s. Yo, Jordan 1 what it is now. And now you can't even buy a Jordan 1. You know what I'm saying? Because it sells out like that. But those shoes, those same colorways used to sit in the sale rack in the late 80s. You know, like after the Jordan 2, they nearly killed it. Like Jordan nearly walked away after the Jordan 2 because the shit wasn't banging like it was supposed to. And then Tinker Hatfield came in, and the rest was history. So it's, yeah, man, and like, but it's super tricky. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like it's tricky, it's tricky, it's tricky. And if you're not like, and there's a lot of people, especially when it comes to influencers and stuff, like, and this is just from my experience seeing, some people can give you all the reach in the world, right? But they have thousands, like 100K banging out in the followers, right? But they won't move the needle for you in the fashion world. Because like people don't necessarily trust you as a startup, and they follow you, they like your profile, they like the stuff you say, they like how you mind move, but they don't want to dress like you. You know what I mean? So that's the nuance in fashion. And then you get like kids who like between 10 and 15,000 followers, and you put them and you give them the product, and they just make it bang. They just make and they change things. And like even like, and it's just like a small amount of influence, I think, that actually big influence that move the needle in South Africa. Like the Nomzamo, like we see it in the back end. Like she posts a picture in the store once, and the sales just like she'll post this picture in the waterfront store, and our stores at Mall of Africa just start banging up. Same with Nasty. Just start like they post, and you can see it in the back. You have like live access to them, and that stuff moves, bro. It's crazy.
So I mean, it is quite a complex game, you know, as you see it, and what I'm getting from you is that it ain't just about the fame, you know. You gotta be able to convert, and that's why maybe we haven't seen these sneaker deals happening in this country as they should, because it's just bigger than that. And I think that like there's also that necessity of, if you're an artist, it's almost like you got to hold on with your music and all your other shit and get in there and go sell that shoe like it's your other business.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Like, I mean, if you're an artist, right? You're an artist, and you can't even sell out your shows, and your music is not banging. Like that's your main food, and you can't even cook it. Like, I don't know what you're gonna do for me, you know. Especially when cats come and ask for like big bags and stuff, like, whoa, relax, bro. This, and we explain the situation, like, this is how we see it, this is how the game works, this is our plan. And that's just how it is, you know what I'm saying? It's super, and because if you're not in it, you might not understand it. So that's why I'm always like keen to talk to the kids and like explain to them, like, yo, this is how we go, this is the game.
So is it fair to say that like this just maybe manage your expectations if you literally actually it's just manage your expectations if like if you want to partner with the brand. When you want to partner with the brand, it's like your life partner, you know what I mean? Where, you know, if it's not exclusive, you can at least have another 2, 3, or 4 wives. But like the brand is like a life partner. It's not like it's not going to be your cash cow unless you really like converting those numbers and someone does a shoe with you, yeah?
Yeah, and like even like with like, you can't also like hop from brand to brand. You can wear it, so it's super nuanced, right? You can wear everything you like, right? But the minute you start working with brand to brand, it's a little sus. So we always like tell people we work with, it's important that you wear other stuff. Don't just wear humor stuff. If we want to get into sneaker culture, we need to work with people that are seen as sneakerheads and people that know stuff.
Yep.
So if you're just wearing one brand all the time, shouting out, yo, I think they call it the industry plant in music. So we try to just like work with people as authentic as possible, as credible as possible. So like I'll give you an example. The first person I brought into work on the campaign was when I joined Puma was Anaki. And
Was who?
Anaki.
Okay.
And the reason we did that was like, so in my mind, like, he's known for the trip, right? The Valencias, all the high end stuff. And we wanted to be in that conversation credibly. So we'd be like, yo, shoot the campaign, you wear what you want, you know what I'm saying? Do the campaign, all that, and I think it'll work. So it's like you get the credibility where other brands necessarily go, but you our brand ambassador, you have to own your our stuff head to toe. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want your rappers looking like they just come from the gym. I mean, you want everybody to get jobs and like we encourage people, you don't have to be head to toe with humor, all that stuff. So it's like we try super nuanced, try smart, box smart, try not to. It's important for us, important as a brand, you don't come in and be toxic in people's lives. Like you need to find a place. You need to know your place in the world, right? And play your position. Don't come in and shout and scream, ah. It's like that dude that never been to the party that get invited to the sick for the first time. It's like ah, So you just gotta be cool, play your position, know your role in the world. Like cool, this is what we do for artists. We support, we play a supporting position. That's how we build up relationships. And yeah.
I mean, you've said a lot. Hey, I just want to find out what's your pet peeve. Just working in this game with culture. What's your pet peeve? What's one thing you want to just say? I just want you guys to know that you lying to yourself
No,
at
no,
this
bro.
point.
It's like a lot. I think there's a lot of like. No, I don't want to use the word ignorance. It's just like people not seeing the full picture and stuff, and coming in and being entitled. Like I get it. Like a lot of entitled people that think they deserve the world, but like haven't done shit. You know what I mean? And also I found like the bigger art, like the big guys, so like Nomzamo and Nasty, like they're so easy to work with compared to like people that haven't done much in their career. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I think that's everything in life. So it's like it's a lot of entitled people, but that though, if that's my biggest problem, I got a good life, So,
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
yeah.
I mean, there's I mean, I liked how you also were just there's something that popped up here, and you basically just like kind of got distracted. So I just want to read some of the comments here and see what people are saying with regards to your the feedback. I mean, people saying Puma doing dope things. Okay, so this guy says, "Yo, check his page. Even if am I worth to be part of the brand?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, yo. I guess you've explained what people need to do with regards to that.
It's like
Let me just say, I'm a dude that thinks he's stylish, and then I,
it's
and then
like
I,
this with it, bro. Like the clothes is bring it out. You know what I mean? Like you can
yeah,
buy the best,
yeah,
but you don't know what you're doing. You're
yeah,
gonna look
yeah.
anyway. Like the same outfit can look fly on one person because they know what it is. Same exact look like washed on the next person. It starts within. I mean, and then we build to the outside.
Hey, I won't lie to you. As a side note, I really love my Sonic sweater and the kicks. That's my favorite right now.
We're
Um,
comfortable.
it super super.
They're sleeping
If
on it.
someone wants
They're sleeping,
uh say what?
they're sleeping on the cat, bro. You gotta get him
Uh,
out. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
What's
I
up?
just think that I don't know if the movie did well, or was it the movie maybe came out at a time when we were all going into quarantine. So
Yeah.
who
There's so
knows?
much ups and back and forth with that movie. Um, I think they got thrown off their own timeline.
Yeah, yeah. Um, So this dude says, I've done a gig for Puma and they come through. Bash says Puma always pulls through for the artist. Um, My Booyah Jack says, what defines a quality product though? Do you want to define what's a quality product?
I guess, bro, it's like, what I'm saying? Quality is like such a subjective thing. But I think build like materials and stuff. Like for me, this is a quality product. Let me show you something. But again, bro, it's just like I mean, it's just like so for me, like high-end product, even if it's got like fire packaging, so like dust bags for the shoes, um, I mean, so like that. If you see
Yeah.
MCM, every pair is like made in Italy, it's numbered. So like there's a simple shoe, right? But the feel
Yeah.
and the look of it, and also I guess like quality is like very relative. So like if you're going to use this shoe for like a high-end occasion, obviously it's leather material, all that. But like if you're going to look for something to knock around, go in, the quality takes a different. There's a different set of criteria for quality. So I guess it all depends on the individual. So it just mustn't look like it's going to break after 2 wears.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that also with the person who's got your type of insights in the streets and the people you've been working with, whether they're superstars or they people who literally are just trending, you know, in the game. Have you got do you think there's someone in South Africa right now that could convert sales?
Yeah, like I said, now state norms, like they're proven bangers for us.
I'm just
But we
saying
also have
for their own product. If they had to have a
for,
product.
if they had their own product.
Yeah.
You have to stay tuned for the first half of next year, potentially. Know what I'm saying? I'm sure you that plan. You heard it here first. Until then, but like, so I think like, so for example, like a real example for Puma is outside of those two is like Uncle Vinny, right? We used him in our big campaign for the year for Rider. And the people at Puma International started to call him King Vinny. Like when we sent the content to him, they're like, nah, this
Yeah.
is not Uncle Vinny, King Vinny. And we
Yeah.
see like the relation, like even just social interactions, like when he's in the camp or content featuring him comes in, like yo, the kids come, bro.
Mm.
And so I think if he did something with bang up, that's just like from a personality point of view. But like I think in terms of fashion, so I think maybe if like I think like Duma should have a shoe or somebody, not us. Like
Mm.
I think that would bang from a fashion point of view.
But But would you
Yeah,
think Laduma would be aesthetically dope and everything else? But if you're looking at where would you put that in the lifestyle, sports, marketing side of branding?
so we do something crazy with that, bro. Like if I had a chance to do that, we do special pop ups, like all that stuff. Like we like kind of like give it to him and say, yo, make this shit pop. Like oh, there's X amount of money. Know what I'm saying? For marketing, we will put it on the fee or whatever, whether it's a royalty or once off fee for the shoe. Um, and yeah, make it happen. We're here to support you as the money. Um, and it's super collaborative through start conceptualizing to actualizing. You know, it's just like super involved with them leading it, obviously, and we just being support. That would be something I'd like to do.
Yeah, yeah. Let me jump on to the questions. Okay. Call me moms. Okay, he says washed boys worldwide. I'm sure he's talking about you because I don't look a damn thing like I'm washed, you know?
Now, one boys for life. I was scared, you know.
Oh, Mons was a Cape Town boy also, so I can see you guys always hanging around talking shit. Brown Pedro, go ahead, ask him a question. Let me see. There's Puma South Africa do any community engagement. So do you
Yeah.
guys do any social work?
So we committed to a community in Cape Town down the road where our office called the Noon. It's like the super. It's like a newer community, but it's like very, 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 very like down. Not downtown, but it's like it's economically challenged community, and we committed to an organization called Little Lambs, which looks after like girl children in the community. So we're super involved in that. So all our It's our CSR, CSI dollars go. Or we are tied in with them, long-term committed to them. Because, yeah, we do I mean, we put in fields for them, we do feeding schemes for them, all that. Just look, I mean, sanitary towels, all that stuff. Yeah, it's a big thing for us. I mean, we're super tied into that community.
Sterbeck says, yo, you've changed the game. Whatever you touch turns to gold.
Oh,
Trailblazer
that's
of
dope.
no, you
That's
know?
dope. I think that's nice. See, that for me, that's
Yo,
the cool stuff. When the people speak, not necessarily
yeah.
like the Twitter, but like, yo, when you're on the ground, because I'm in the trenches, you know, what I mean, like, I like being in the streets with the people. Just don't talk to me.
Yo, look, I mean, I'm gonna ask you a question which I saw here, but like I'm gonna redirect it in another way, right? The question would be, what does a person have to do for Puma to say, we will not work with this person? How far does a person have to go for Puma not to say we won't work with this person? And I'll tell you why. Because this
Okay.
Conzi 7766 just asked, do you think AKA can work with Puma after his incident on Twitter with Reebok?
It's hard to say.
And
I
not
mean,
even
like,
basing it about him, but just generally. What do you think?
I mean, like, I get it's never no, it's never no. You know what I'm saying? It's like life, especially now, it's like things change so quickly. And also, we don't know the full story. Like, I don't know anybody over there, so I don't know what happened over there. Like, me and him are cool, but we don't have that kind of relationship, so we don't talk about stuff like that.
Mm,
But it's never no. Like, unless you like you like I hate to say it, but like if you a sex offender or something like that, something intense like that, or like you racist, you know what I'm saying, all this simple stuff like that, no brand would ever work with somebody.
mm,
It's gotta be
mm.
extreme. So it's like context, it's like things you can't just take things black and white, and also public perception. Like you gotta take everything as I think on a case by case situation. Like,
Mm.
like you can't have a temple and a blanket approach to things anymore. Like you have to scrutinize everything, pros, cons, yo. Yeah, okay, cool. We might feel maybe the offense somebody wasn't that big, but like if the streets still think that that's a big thing, then our hands are tied. It's like everything is just like scrutinized and like case by case basis. And yeah, I guess that's the answer.
Yeah, that's incredible, because I also do think that like it needs a new generation of marketers to see things that way, you know? I think there's a generation of marketers that when you do just bring up like any of these artists that are in a feud, in a boardroom, the first
Yeah,
thing they go, yo, we're not touching that. Why you guys always fighting? You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's a new way of seeing things also,
yeah.
um let's see, someone had a nice question for you. How does Puma as a leading brand stay top of mind during this turbulent time in the world? That's from
But
Bon Pedro.
that's where the money is, right? That's not so we don't sleep. Like we never switch off. Always on forever faster. Boom. So we do now I mean obviously like for a long time the warehouses were closed, we couldn't get product to people and all that. So that's where the relationship comes in, right? So you'll be like, yo, call up Una Rams, call up Kubani, call up Nasty, call up blah blah blah. Say, yo, boys, we need your help here. And because that goodwill and that personal relationships there, they'll do it, no questions asked. You know what I mean? And I
Mm,
think that's where like I don't work with agencies. Everything I do myself, every package that leaves the building, every note that's written is by my hands. I don't use, like I'm that involved in it,
mm,
right? And people feel that, like you feel that, like people get excited when they see my graffiti star on the bar, and like yo, it's a personal touch with that. So people do things for me, and that's the advantage I have. And also, I'm the one agency I do use, my activations agency. I think you work with them. They do the select. They run the Bram section for us with the stories in that. So they've been instrumental in executing our things and getting them online content back for us, stuff like that. So yeah, it's just super intense, like hands on. don't. This is not a time to have a holiday. This is a time to actually work harder, And the whole team, the whole team marketing team have that mentality. There's a lot.
Mm.
I'm not the only person marketing. There's about, I think like top is like 12 of us together.
Mm.
So I on my side of the business, and then we have people, our media people, our trade people, sports people, and we all just pull together and we just try and make the most of the situation. Play the hand you were dealt.
So let me just say, I'm a kid right now who's out here trying to, and I've got a movement. I'm a kid right now, and I've got a movement going on. Like I'm in the streets.
Yeah.
How do I do I tag you on social media so you see me? How does Puma see me? If I'm just trying to be seen and I actually believe in the brand's movement.
There's no like straight one sort of answer for that, but like what I do, like it's like almost like with like the stuff you want the most is the stuff that you have to go find. So like if you come to me and I check you out and like you're not at the top of your craft, like you're not the best in that field, like why would I work with you? You know what I'm saying? So I always tell people like, yo, focus on your craft, bro. That's the most important thing. Because you're gonna work. I mean, even if you work with me, right? You're still gonna have to go out and be an artist. You still have to be a rapper. And you can't live off just the human situation. You know what I mean? So focus on your craft, be the best you can be, and like people like me, like I get kids off finding things I hunt every day. Like who's that? Who's that? Yo. So if somebody hits me up like, yo, I'll call one of the boys and be like, yo, what you think of this cat? I mean, like, he's so and so's better. You know what I mean? So if you're good at your craft and like if your focus mustn't be working with the brand. That's cap. Like don't work. You know what I'm saying? Your focus needs to be on are you the best? Do you do what you say you do? Are you the best at what you tell me you do? And then once you're the best, nobody can deny you. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of
Yeah.
people that just want to flip levels, and I think I won't say it's a problem, but I think it's like a generational thing. Like, oh, just want to jump in at the deep end, not knowing the sharks in the water. You know what I mean? Like you need to go through it. You need to focus on your craft. You need to be consistent, people. Consistently doing what you say you do, whether it be music, art, creativity, all that stuff. Yeah, I guess that's the answer. I mean, there's no set things we look for. It's a vibe, you know what I mean? Like, who we know who we are. We find out who you are. Is there some synergy? Is there connect? Like, how you move? Like, I'm saying, like, also it's important, like, how your environment reacts to you, right? So I can't sponsor or work with somebody who's who the target audience I'm speaking to don't really fuck with it. You know what I mean? You look there, you look good, you got the followers, all that, but like when you're in the streets, it's quiet. You know what I mean? So a lot of things, we love fit, a lot of people work out, a lot of people go hit them up, send them a pair of shoes, see what they do with it, blah blah blah. You might not hear from me again. You might hear from me again. You know?
I mean, I've actually got one question in my head, and this is also another interesting question from Jobino. Let me just say, I'm not like popping on social media, but like in the streets, in my community, I'm dealing with like kids, like soccer teams. People come to me and when they see me, they like, it's like that homeboy who's got the 3 to 5, that everybody looks up to, but he's not on
If you know,
social
you know.
media.
And that goes back to like what I said earlier, like about like you get people who don't move, big numbers don't move the needle, right? And you get the O's who just like yo, they just doing themselves. They don't give a fuck if they work with them, if they would like something, they'll pay for it themselves, and then they should work. Those for me, those are like the people that are more because that's culture, right? Culture is not an algorithm. It's not a bunch of robots telling you could, because that's what social media is at the end of the day. If you're not popping, I would say if you're not popping offline, that's more important than online. If you're not popping offline, because you can have all the numbers, and if somebody in the comments say, yo, why you send it to this dude? You should send it to this dude. And you check out in the right, like, yo, this dude really in the streets, but this person just aesthetically in the streets. You know what I mean? And so that's why it's always about relationship to survive, please someone, and also that things And I think a lot of brands, not necessarily sneakers, but in general, lose that edge when it gets filtered through agency, then client. Like, you know, when your hands on in the trenches, like, shit. You know?
Tell me one more thing, B, and thanks for your time. I appreciate this. I've got an answer for it, but but I want to get it from you. Corporate, corporate smarts versus culture smarts. When you
Yeah.
are playing in a space where you are selling things that is culturally, that people literally turn into a cult, like a clothing brand or even music or this shit, even like some beverages, people literally like drink those beverages and go, yo, this is my shit, and it's always around culture. um how do you, what is most important to you? What percentage do you put in? If I'm looking for a resource and I was supposed to hire you, or someone was supposed to hire
Yeah,
you, the question would be, what's more valid for you, culture versus corporate? I mean, you need them both, but what should
yeah,
be the
no,
percentage?
100%. But corporate culture, you can learn, bro. You can learn that shit. You know what I'm saying? You can learn. It's this the other stuff, the intangibles. It's either you know it or you don't. You feel it or you not. Like you might be able to feel it, and you might not be able to like cognize it and put it onto paper so others can. But the feeling is there. You can learn how to decode things in it. You can't learn how to know what's what. You know what I'm saying? Like you have, like I was watching Dapper Dan, the old dude with Gucci
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
all
yeah,
that stuff.
yeah, yeah.
He was in the Breakfast Club, and he said, it was asking me about, I think a conversation, a similar chat, and he said, you can't be in it if you're not of it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Like, you have
mm,
to come from the place, else you're just going to look on it. Or if you're not from it and you're the person that at least try your hardest, keep people around you that know what going. You know, and because else you're just gonna look corny out here. Like all that other stuff, like the corporate stuff, is super important, right? Especially when you work for a company like mine, who's a multi-billion rand company. There's things, there's relationships, there's stakeholders, and all that stuff. But again, that stuff you can be mentored into, and you can learn. Like if you're smart, like if you're really a street cat, you can steal with the ear in your eyes, right? And you just like just put me in the room, yo, like stuff like that. But the culture stuff, like that's the basis, I think, and then you build. That's what I do with my whole career. Like I'm from the shits, and then we just build up from there. We just refine and add and just widen the arsenal every day. Like try and learn something, add something into the arsenal. You know what I mean? So I'd say to answer your question, I say like in my position and in the world we work in, street culture. Even like if you work in management like hip hop, like you need to know if the promoters treat you like a Popeye. You need to know all these things, the label is trying to take you. Like you need like so it's all that street smart and then you build from that,
yeah,
corporate
yeah.
corporate target.
I think that's dope, man. And I have a vision, or I have a dream that like people that sit inside a lot of the brands and make decisions, one day there'll be a, a bigger skew towards culture, because the corporate stuff you just learn, and the corporate stuff is almost like once you know it from bottom to top, it hardly changes. And if it
So how do
changes,
you
it's a whole
100%?
global change.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So I think that like I wish that we were in a space um where people are consistently looking to educate, well, at least marketing was in a space where people are consistently looking to educate themselves about culture, because automatically then you'll start understanding also some of the artist's challenges, I mean, and you said it very, very clear now. We don't know what's happening, say, with an AKA and a Reebok conversation, so we can't comment. There's
100%.
always two sides of the story,
There's
right?
no
But
standard thing for everything. So each situation is different, you know. And
exactly.
I
But
always like my position, like I had to chat with like I think I was chatting to Nastin and I said like me, like my role is to be the anti-brand guy. Do you know what I mean? Like because once
mm,
artists enter into that, like everyone thinks it's this cool thing, right? You enter into the world, but it's rough, bro. These corporates are ruthless. You know what I'm saying? if you're not hitting your contracts, all that, yo, bro, that dream turned into a nightmare quick fast. So I feel like one of my positions is just like, not that obviously Puma is not that place, but like in general, like you just be like the filter between, you know what I'm saying, the old guard and the streets, you know. Also, if there's no filter and that those worlds collide, it can go south. So like I get a lot of shit enough. Like I fight a lot with my teammates, but all love, you know. Like I protect the guys, you know. And I'm like, yo, can we do this? I'm like, nah, it's not cool. Don't make my guys complain. But you know, and it's those things that I think what makes the Puma shit so good now.
Dope. So I'm just gonna shout out a couple of people, and maybe they'll just hit you on the DMs, but they know how to get you. You know, Zeus Omega says he hosts events that pack 1,500 people plus. Would Puma be interested in being a part of a new wave event since they already see the influencers that attend the shows? You know, that's Zeus Omega. Jobino literally sent me a message up there and about how he's been going across different countries, you know, I've been doing community engagement, rocking Puma head to toe. I traveled to 3 countries, Botswana, South Africa, and Zimbabwe, went to 14 schools and spoke to 6,000 kids trying to reach out to Puma South Africa, you know. I mean, I've read the messages. I think if you guys find that connect to get a hold of Hayden, you can already just put it on the subject that like comments from the live. You know what I mean?
That's not already, bro. I can see a DMs coming
in. Yeah, so I've read them. It's out there. You know what I mean? Yo, my bro, yeah. I appreciate you, man. I mean, like you consistently.
Yo, I just want to say before we log off, Squatty Camp, all these one of the leaders I got into what I do today. Cutting through is one of the hardest shit ever. Back in the day, bro, like when I was like in high school, like 14, 15, and that's like radio never used to mess with local hip hop, right? So we used to go find that stuff. So UTT radio used to play all that's like Rao Rao, Manisa, all that stuff. And we used to sit there and like, no. Was it you on the back of I couldn't find a video online, but were you on the back of the Hossein car telling kids they got the skill and talent but lack the know-how?
What was the line? What was the line?
You kids got the skill and talent but lack the know-how. Rao. Something like that. Am I getting it wrong?
Maybe that was Nimza. That was Nimza.
Yo, but that stuff bad, bro. I just want you to know that. I just want to say that. I'll give you your flowers.
Yo, B, I appreciate them, man. I'll take the flowers. I'll get a vase. One thing for sure, man. It's so great though to see where the game is evolving to. I mean, like there were no haters by my time. You know what I mean? There was only the corporate. There was 98% corporate, and even the 2% black culture never had a voice. You know what I mean? So it's just amazing to see you in this position and like, you know, doing what you're doing for the culture and being able to reach out anytime and we can just have these conversations and you can promise me gear and I don't follow up on the gear and vice versa.
Don't tell people that, bro. Don't tell people that they can.
I'm sorry, but what I'm just trying to say is that the homie's working out there. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It ain't like be like, yo, where the homie's working. It is what it is, and it's not anything personal because we can always I could always just call you up, you know, and I'm also probably caught up in my shit also. But the truth of the matter is that
it's important for like you got to leave something in a better shape than what you found. So like for me, there's like, bro, like never in a million years did I think that I do this for a living, bro. It's like my dream job, you know. And like you gotta leave it. You gotta leave it for somebody else to come as well, you know. And then they gotta leave it. We gotta look after the culture. I feel it's super important. And if we gatekeep and like just keep information to ourselves as those that been through it, yo, everything's gonna die. You know, everything's gonna die.
And let me tell you something here. You know, we had our first pair of sneakers. We are the first rap group to have a pair of sneakers with Kappa. And that deal was done by a corporate guy with a corporate kind of understanding, right? Great, we did the deal. but I'm so excited that you possibly doing a deal next year. And obviously you inside corporate, and you're going to have to work with probably the same people how we were dealing with Kappa, but there's a balance of you to also show it. So for me, I'm looking forward to see what that's going to look like, because like we say, I don't know what everyone else's sneaker deal is and who was sitting around the table, but on the other side, because it's always culture selling. But if there's culture inside now, I'm looking forward to see what that deal is going to look like. And we need to have a billionaire Jordans. So this is where we want to go. So I ain't going to call you for like, yo, the merch. I know you're going to break ground, and you in the process of doing that. So I know I'll be wearing that shit, and I'll be buying that shit once you've done that with whoever you do the deal with, because it's bigger than the guy you've done the deal with. It's actually like a dude from the culture who's literally like trying to put his neck on the line and say, this is the dude, in a world that doesn't really always buy. People don't get that. It's bigger than the artist. It's the dude from the culture who's fighting for us. The same dude who fought for Jordan, the same dude who fought for Kanye. If we have a version of that in South Africa, we need to fight for this dude and support this dude. You know what I mean?
That's bro. You can only change the beast from within. You know, a lot of people want to change it from the outside. You gotta be within the beast. You know what I mean? And like, I'm fortunate. Like, Puma, like, I think before me, the people that were there, the person that had my job before me was super switched on. Like, my bosses, like, they're super switched on. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, it's just like we're just trying to progress, bro. That's all. We're just trying to like do something, have another kid come up to me and just make everybody forget what I did because he's so good. Like, that's the dream, right? Like, I want to be, I never want to be one of the old dudes holding the spot. I'm gonna let it go. Like, come, like we need, like, it's Africa, South Africa. It needs to look a lot more different than it is right now. You know what I mean? So,
hey, yo, Majim, shout out to you, man. I gotta prepare for my radio show. I've been on these lives throughout the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, living the dream, bro. Good luck, bro. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, my bro. Keep doing what you're doing.
Broadcast live